All right. So anyway, just want to thank you guys for coming to the class. Only got two people. Oh, it looks like someone else is coming on. So my name is Dave Mason. I'm one of the owners of iFound Agent. We are a web developer and a custom IDX vendor in Phoenix here with Armless. We're in Tucson as well as Prescott, Vegas, San Diego, and Chicago at the moment. What our product does is it actually makes it pretty painless to actually go out and compete with Zillow in the niches and actually do it better because they definitely don't have the end all in terms of getting found online. It's actually, the perception is they've got it locked up. The reality is what they have is not that great. So, which is part of what we're going to talk about today, because it's content. Content is what can drive any business online. Real estate agent, as a real estate agent, it definitely can do a lot for you. My background, actually, I was a real estate agent for over 12 years, and technology helped me get to, I was top 10% in Realty Executives, was back in the early 90s, by the age of 25. So, and that was all from technology and knowing how to use technology and doing what nobody else is doing. Because at that time, people didn't have computers. And really, I've been talking about video in your real estate business for years. I still don't see agents really taking it on, and it's unfortunate. I used to be in title marketing, and all I would do with my real estate agents is shoot video for them. I had one gentleman who really took it on, and his business over a 2-year period just about doubled. So he went from 8 million to almost just over 15 million, and out of really figuring out a plan to market himself with video. And it wasn't just all properties either. So we'll get to that. And this was my front door. Well, I took this picture a while ago, but I just thought that was kind of interesting. This is one way to market. I'm not saying it's good or bad, but I think there's more efficient ways to get to people. If you need exercise, not a bad thing. I could probably lose a few pounds, but I got started years ago shooting video. That's actually my old DSLR camera. And at that time, cell phone cameras still weren't that great. And now they're a lot of awesomeness. So you can do a lot with what you're already carrying around in your pocket. And I'll show you some of the strategies that I do and have used and I've done for some other agents that have worked very well. And right now, iPhone 6, iPhone 6S, pretty awesome pieces of equipment. You can do everything right on them. So what you will have to do is practice. I don't remember. This is one of my favorite sports rants of all time, Allen Iverson talking about practice. But one of the things people fail to see, or when I say people, real estate people, is video is very powerful for getting ranked in things. I just haphazardly, I was doing a demo of our product, for someone who was interested in our software, and I had previously, asked them about a particular buyer they're working with, and this person had a horse property in 85260. So I actually set up the search. I set these up a couple months ago, and the searches that our software generated show up in Google. The other thing that I thought was interesting was a video that I had done years ago. It's right here. Different person. This was over 3 years ago. And, Scottsdale horse property, horse property 852, this agent's still getting rankings on this, and they did this years ago. So that's one of the cool things about a video too, is you may not be number one in the rankings. Myself personally, I always go for the video because for me, I like video content. I prefer video over reading. let's get back to my slides here. So yeah, I've taught this class a lot, and I still see very little traction, like people actually taking on it. It's so easy to do. It's just sometimes I feel like I'm out in the middle of a field screaming and no one's listening. But if you do it, it's very effective. Again, the reality, there's a lot of results. You get a video result, you get a little clip. YouTube is owned by Google. They make a lot of, YouTube is the second largest search engine. So, Google will promote their property, which is YouTube, because they make money on that as well. So, you can video your listings with your cell phone. Again, it's all about rankings. And as you get more into it, you may want to invest in, and equipment is not what it used to cost. You could get set up shooting video for under $1,000. So here's the gentleman I used to go up. So this gentleman I used to shoot for back in the day, his name's Sean Hahn. He's the guy that really took video on. And can you guys hear me? Anyway, so he would make house videos. They would also be his listing presentation, and he could actually incorporate this into a marketing plan. How am I going to get you found online? Via social media, other agents, and as well as doing some other types of videos, which we'll take a look at. Two things that'll keep you from doing video: you might think you look bad, or you might think you sound terrible. Something I struggled with for a while, and I don't care, so I just do them now. There's different ways to shoot videos. I had a client who was from Quebec, and most of his clients spoke French, and there aren't too many French-speaking title people, and we actually couldn't find one. So I just said, well, why don't we make a video of you discussing the closing documents? Because he said one of the things he hated doing is it would take him hours with every client to go over the documents. So we made one set. Let's see if I can get this to play. Whoop. So Sasha just recorded the document and went through it, and we did that via screencasting. So there's different ways you can make a video right off your screen. On a PC, I like Camtasia. There's a free program called Screencast-O-Matic, which you can try out. Very easy to use. Just simple ways to make content. So I got started even in the web business. I get some agents don't want to give us their logins to GoDaddy, which I can understand, because we need to be able to point their server at our server, and looks like someone's having a hard time getting on. Anyway, so I made a video of how to change your DNS at GoDaddy, which takes 25 seconds. And anytime that comes up, I just send them the video now. Plus, other people can find it as well. So, it can save you time. It can educate your clients. Very, very easy to do. So we're not going to do a video with ScreenFlow right now, because we're going to go right to shooting a video on your iPhone. And I'm going to take everyone. We've got a small group. I'm going to take everybody off of mute and just see if you have any questions. Anybody have any questions? Can anybody hear me?
No, I can hear you.
So I'm going to leave everyone off mute as long as we keep the background noise down. So we're going to make a video with the iPhone. So I'm going to show you how to do this right on the iPhone. And let me just get my little program set up. All right. And let's go to iMovie. And iMovie comes, you should get it for, well, yeah, Apple installs it free. So this is what iMovie looks like when you open it up. I've shot some clips ahead of time because we're just going to look at how to edit. Well, actually, first, what I want to get into is actually shooting the video. So I recommend there's an app called Filmic Pro. And what Filmic Pro allows you to do is, you can see it. I've got you can see my computer. And what Filmic Pro allows you to do that you can't do on the native camera software in Apple, there's a couple things. I've got this little wheel here. I'm playing around with the exposure. The other thing I can do is I can pick my focus, but more importantly, I can lock the focus by clicking. So I just clicked on this little box right here. And one of the things you see that can be annoying about video, you ever watch a video where it just looks like it's just jumping around? And that will keep that from jumping around. The other thing that you can do to give your video a more cinematic look is to updates. Okay, yeah, they've changed this since I've last looked at it. I can play with resolution. The other thing you want to do is select a frame rate of 24 frames per second, and that's what Hollywood uses, and that gives their videos a more quality, or that, not quality, it just gives it that cinematic look, where most people, when they shoot 30 frames a second, it looks nice, but it just doesn't quite have the same depth that you get out of 24 frames per second. So that's what I recommend going with. And resolution, I'll always go for the largest I can get, because YouTube will do its thing in terms of shrinking it down if necessary. So this is something to start with. Filmic Pro, awesome app, and it'll definitely make your videos look a lot better. So now let's go back into iMovie. So I've shot my footage, and now we need to do some editing. So the cool thing about your iPhone is everything is in one place. And I'll be honest, if you're a lot of people use iPhones, but they have PCs, and editing video on a PC for beginners can be no fun. So, if I can use iMovie, I'm always happy to do that. I started off with iMovie. I actually bought a Mac. I still use a PC, but I ended up buying a Mac just because I like to edit my videos on it better. And anyway, so it just depends how far you want to swim into the deep end. But now let's open up iMovie. And we'll start a new project. I'm going to click on the plus sign, and I'm going to click a movie. And there's different templates you can pick out, in here. For this, you can play around with those. I'm just going to use the standard one. So this is called the simple. So I'm going to click create, and I'm going to go landscape. And the first thing I need to do, I've shot my footage. I need to click on the little film music button here. And I'm going to add some video. So I've just recently added some footage. And I actually shot this on my old iPhone 5. But you can see even this footage is quite good. So I'm just tapping. I'm going to tap on the music sign again. I've got we're just going to put a couple clips in. Tap, tap. I'm going to hit on this down arrow here. That'll pop it into the timeline. This is the timeline down here. And let's pick out another clip. Need a backyard, right? And then I made a photo of, this is an agent I used to do some shooting for. I'm just touching, tap, and I made this in Photoshop. So this is something you could add to your, you could add to your videos. And then as a production guy, I want to put in my film credit. Now I'm in photos. I'm going to tap back on video. And I would need to put in this is my little montage I put in at the end. So right now I've got 6 clips.
Hey!
And I'm going to scroll. I'm just using my thumb to get myself back to the front. I'm going to hit play. That's the front of my parents' house. Now, I'm already bored. We've spent quite a while in the front of the house. I don't need to be there that long. So what I like to do, I'm grabbing it back. 2 to 3 seconds per clip on a house is plenty. So, I had it on a tripod and I was just kind of moving it. That's why the house looks like it's kind of moving. It's going right to left. So I can stop that. I'm going to tap on the white line here. This is the playhead. Tap, and I'm going to hit split. I don't want this piece here, so I'm going to highlight it, and I'm going to take on my pen, and then I'm going to hit delete, which is right here. So now I'm going to play 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000. Some editors have a timer. That's one thing I don't like about iMovie. I just count like that to myself, so I know how long. Tap, split. The highlighted piece I don't want, I'm going to delete it. So now let's take a look at my clip. That works. Now what I didn't like is the transition. So this line here is the transition. I'm going to tap on it, and usually I like to put in a dissolve. So now when it transitions, see how it just kind of slows it down, moves it over a little bit. And again, I've got a longer clip here. I probably want to, I want to shorten that one down. Tap, split. I want to get rid of that. Delete. Oop. That one's actually got some audio because that's for me talking. So let's play that. 1 1000, 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000. Actually, that was the piece I wanted to delete, was that one. Delete. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000. Hit pause. Tap, split. And I'm going to delete the rest of that. We need a transition. I'm going to put a slide in. We'll see what that looks like. Those are kind of cool too. So I go from one to the other. Oop, there's my slide. Nice. Kitchen, stop, tap, split, delete. I'm going to hit on my transition. Let's try, let's do a fade. So let's go back. There's the backyard. Stop, tap, split, delete. Let's do my transition. Let's do a slide. And there's the little clip I put in. Now, I put in if you notice, I've got you still got to make sure you have, that's why I do a little clip at the end, because you got to have the Fair Housing logo on there. So just because it's an iPhone, there's no free pass from the department. So let's play. And there's my little, whoop. Nice, right? Everyone still awake?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So I am recording all of this, so you can always go back and look. So we've kind of got the framework for our video set. Now I'd like to dress it up a little bit more. I think it could use some music. Yeah. So let's pick out a music clip. Let's go to audio. iMovie comes with some theme music that's pretty good, and you can also, if you have iTunes, you can use that music as well. So I'm going to use the modern clip, and now let's watch it. Can you guys hear the music playing on it?
No.
No.
No? Okay. I think on the tape you'll be able to hear it. But there is music playing.
I know what you're saying. I did blame. I totally blame that.
You what?
Yeah.
Yep, I can't hear you. Who's talking?
No, I don't. No, what I believe in, Blaine, is you make your own karma and only your own karma.
For video?
And so the way you live your life.
All right. I'm not sure I agree with that. Video's different. Anyway, that was humor. Okay, rough crowd.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not done with this video yet. There's more that I can do with it. One is I think I'd like to put the address in. So to activate, I'd like to put a title on this clip here. So I'm just going to touch on the timeline, the clip. Now to turn the activation off, like right now it's highlighted, I can just touch in the center and it turns that off. But I want to turn it on and it opens up some options. I can split the clip, I can speed it up, turn up the volume. In this case, I want to add some text to it. So I'm going to touch on the T, and it's going to give me some options. So I want to do, I'll just click on standard. Maybe I don't, it's too much. And I just want a little lower third clip here. So I'm going to tap on that. And I'll just, whoop, how come that didn't, oh, I know what I did. Wrong thing. So I can just type in the address.
Dave, can you do this on your iPad?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. iPad, it's all the same.
But you can shoot it on your iPhone and then
shoot it on your iPad too. You can shoot it on your iPad. Oh yeah. Yeah, you just need to go to. You'll need two. You really need to have two things, and I've seen the iPhone 6s, and it's really good for stabilization. You want to get a fluid head tripod, and then you need an adapter to attach to that tripod to hold the camera on there to keep it steady, and then you'll have rock solid clips, and that's where people cheat and they look terrible. Okay. So I've got now I've got that text there, which is cool. Now the other thing I can do is I can start adding some audio, which you're not going to be able to hear. You'll be able to hear it on the replay, but I want to add some audio to actually talk about this house. So I'm going to tap on. Actually, I'm going to tap on the microphone here, so I can actually add audio to this footage. See, it's waiting for me to hit the record button, and I can add some audio. This house was remodeled head to toe in 1996, and the contractor was Griffin. Stop. Accept. Now I've got. You can't hear that, right? I don't think you can hear that.
No, can't.
On the recording, you'll be able to hear that. But I can add. I just added. If I needed to say something about the property, I just do it right here. I don't have to have any fancy recording equipment. That mic on the iPhone's pretty good. So, the footage will take you however long it takes you to do that. The game, I can tell you what the game is to start doing this on all your properties. And the strategy is you can actually start. You can put this in YouTube, which we'll do. Well, actually, it'll take a while to upload it. I don't know if I want to do that right now, but So I can upload this straight to, we can just say I'm done. And now I can just hit here to, look at that, straight to YouTube. How easy is that? So the idea is you're going to start getting rankings for videos. It's very, in a sense, real estate agents, you guys are almost like your own TV stations now. You can deliver this content, on your social media to other agents, but more importantly, it's going to get you in the search engines. Now, what other type of video content, can I be making? I know as a real estate agent, your job and what your knowledge is supposed to be is to be far beyond just real estate. You need to know your community. So let's go to I'm going to click that off for now. So your knowledge, at least for me, I needed to know about everything: schools, things to do. This is my Scottsdale. Can't even remember my own website. All right, so this is my test website. I've got a 4-year-old, so I have a blog, and then I have a sub-blog called Things to Do in Scottsdale. And let's see, I did one. Wherever I go, I seem to have my phone with me, which has a nice video camera on it. I have a couple $1,000s worth of video gear. I usually don't carry it around with me. It's a little tough to do that, especially chasing a 4-year-old around. So what did I do? I made a post called Butterfly Wonderland. I don't know if anyone's ever been there. It's pretty cool. So I thought I'm going to make a little story about our trip to Butterfly Wonderland so anyone who hasn't seen it can see it. So I shot this all on the iPhone. You can't hear the music, right?
No.
All right. Well, I promise you it's there. You can always go to the website and watch this. But I've got the camera with me. I posted this to Facebook, and I've had probably 4 or 5 people ask me about Butterfly Wonderland. So, does this help my real estate business? I think it does, because it's giving me top of mind marketing, and I want people to know that I'm a resource for things happening in the community. Plus, depending on how this isn't an SEO class, but when you put this stuff into YouTube, actually think about who's going to be looking for this. You can actually, put your contact real estate information on this. I would actually even put, how we had that clip of Kelly Tiff. You could even put this in at the end. Because people want to know.
Did you use a tripod for this, or just handheld?
In the area. So, brand yourself wherever you can. People are looking for Butterfly Wonderland. I promise you. I haven't looked to see where. Fairly new video. I don't know where this is ranking, but when I go places, I make videos. The food trucks in Scottsdale, didn't even know they were there. I just ran into them, so I made a little story about it. I've had 2 or 3. How was that? That was pretty good. I'd go back again. So just phone. Your camera's always the best. Camera is the one in your hand, and it's always with you. I shot a minute worth of footage, and I'll get a lot of mileage out of it, I'm sure.
Did you use a tripod or just handheld?
This was handheld. When I'm shooting a house, I definitely want a tripod. This one, hey, it is what it is.
Right.
But the stabilizers for iPhone and the iPhone 6 or the pluses are really good. You don't really have to. I have a 6, so I'm hand holding this. It's actually not bad. My 5 was hideous.
Yeah.
So these are what I call the low hanging fruits, and these are the things that my buddy Sean Hahn did with video and his real estate to almost double his business. He just made himself known in his community. He would post stories. A story like this is not. People don't always want to look at your new open house or your new listing, but they'll look at things of interest to them. So let's see. I'll just make sure I didn't I know there was something else I wanted to cover. Powtoon. Powtoon.com if you want to play around making cartoon videos. Not really going to look at that here, but you can. I don't know. Just anyway, I made this just like in 2 minutes. So there's more than one way to make a video without having to spend a ton of money or have a ton of expertise. I think it's a huge opportunity. It's all about rankings. I mean, there is a gold rush online for internet rankings. The agents that have those rankings, you'll see they'll be making the most. They're going to be making the most money. When I was an agent back in 1988, 89, 90, it used to be take this with a grain of salt, but it seemed like the best properties went to the best realtors, whatever that meant. And at that time there wasn't real estate was fairly linear. I mean, it was really more about your personal sphere of influence and who you knew, and marketing was fairly linear. You had the paper, you had Homes and Land magazine, you had the caravan and flyers and flyer delivery guy. That was pretty flat. Now it's game on. It's a holographic. Social media. Good. That's a lot to get your head around. Do you have to get all of it? No, absolutely not. Sean Hahn, probably one of the worst people on a computer I've ever seen. He didn't even know how to turn it. It was absolutely horrible. But he just got good at one thing, and he just knew how to connect. Just started playing around with video and connecting with his sphere of influence. Didn't even have Facebook when I met him. Like, Sean, you just need to connect with. Something with Facebook, just delete all your realtor friends. Once you start marketing, I've seen it more than 10 times. When someone in your sphere of influence starts talking about real estate on your timeline, other agents will come in and try to contact them. So the first thing I would do would be to delete all of. Tell them you still love them, but it's not personal. People can be trustworthy to be untrustworthy, especially around money. And video editors, once iMovie on the iPhone, awesome. iMovie for a Mac is really good. It's a simple program to use, and it's very powerful. And PC, I recommend using Pinnacle Studio. Not a bad program. Or Sony Vegas is good. Windows Movie Maker, not so much. Didn't love that program. It's kind of a little confusing. So, get in action, practice. You're going to get a recording of this video when we're done, so you can watch it again. And if you're interested in seeing how I know Tom's a client or a new client, but if you're interested in seeing how our software can work to help you achieve internet rankings, simply just give me a call and we can do a demo. So we're not going to do it on this class. This class is just all about doing video. It's actually one I enjoy doing just because I like to do it and talk about video stuff. I'm a geek. So the formal class is over. I'll leave the floor open for questions if anyone has any. You can ask me.
I don't want pickles, and I don't want tomatoes, and I don't want lettuce. Okay.
Right. There we go. I tried.
Yes.
So.
No, it was good. Yeah, you did a good job.
Yeah, I'm going to have to review it. My only thing is that I don't work from home very often, so I thought I could, multitask and do some paperwork. So my only comment would be make sure to let everyone know it's interactive, because I had no idea I was getting pool work done. So if you heard all the dogs barking and everything, it's my apology. I should have muted.
Okay.
But yeah, it was interesting, and I'll have to review the taped and go back to what I missed. but definitely something that I'd like to incorporate into my business.
Oh yeah, no, it like I said, I like doing it as an agent. I want to do things nobody else is doing. Why? Because it'll stand out. And
Right.
video for real estate, it's not a new thing, but it people, everybody got websites. I mean, that was like when that's just what you did. And it just surprises me that agents aren't doing this. I know the answer. Why aren't you? When I ask people why aren't you doing video, that's just it's hard, and some of it is hard. Once you get moved past your iPhone, it gets a lot harder. But you can shoot great video right on your cell phone. So that's all I got for today. I appreciate your time. And if you have any questions, just let me know. I'm going to crunch this. You'll get the playback on this in about an hour. All right?
Okay, great. Thanks.
Thanks. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.